Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna interrupt your breakfast really quick. If we could please start our meeting with the posting of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please stand as our military members bring in the colors.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to say thank you to Bill and Helen Kinder from the American Legion Post number 154 of Rathdrum for posting the colors and leading our pledge. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your service. You can go ahead and sit back down. I said good morning 4 times, but I'll say it again. I'm Anita Pearsall, Vice President of the Hayden Chamber. Thank you for being here. For those of us who were in the room last night, welcome back, because we were here for the NIPCA meeting last night. And a special welcome to those of you who are here with us for the first time and to our new members who are joining us for the first time. Our guest speaker this morning is Tucker Quails from the Spring Hill Suites, and he'll be speaking in just a little bit. I'd like to say thank you to our breakfast sponsor today, Jan Jessberger Insurance. Did I say that correctly? And I'd like to invite Jan up to say a few words, please.
Jan's not here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Greg's here.
Thank you all for being here. Jan Jesper Insurance is honored to sponsor this month's breakfast. We just want to remind you that we've been engaged. This is our 20th anniversary this year. Hard to believe. Same address, 9212 North Government Way. We do personal and all property insurance. We have our newsletter is out. If you have a second, please grab one. They're kind of different, so it might give you some marketing ideas. We've been very successful through our relationship marketing, very, very deeply involved in our community. And I want to thank the Rathdrum Post, the VFW Post, Bill and Helen, who I've known Bill for 35 years, for helping us with our flag exchange in May. We do a flag exchange every year where you bring your old flag in and we exchange it for a new one, and then the Rathdrum VFW Post does the business for it, or does the retirement of the flags for us. So Jan had a little speech plan, but she wasn't feeling very well this morning, so thank you so much.
And then really quickly, I'd like to have Bobby Joe Vroom from TDS come up and talk about a lunch and learn we're going to be hosting in a couple weeks.
Good morning, everybody. As Anita said, my name is Bobby Joe. I'm the commercial sales manager with TDS. And we are very excited. You'll see on your tables, you have some invitations for our very first lunch and learn. TDS's flagship product is a voice over IP phone system. So if your business has 4 or more phones and you're interested in seeing our voice over IP solution, we're going to be hosting this event May 6th at 11:30 to 1. It's going to be at the Coeur d'Alene Resort up in the boardrooms. and we'll provide lunch. We'll have a few little giveaways, and you'll see a demonstration on how our voice over IP phone system works. So I hope to see you there. Thank you.
And now, I'm gonna start walking down, sorry. I'm gonna introduce Andrea Fultz, our Executive Director. And we got the memo today on the black and white, can you see? Your checks on circles.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning. First off, I'd like to recognize our board members that are here. If you can please stand. In the back, we have Josh Urbick. Next table over here, I have Kim Brown, Marty Bain, Anita Pariseau is our vice president, Melissa Schock is our president. Anybody else? Jessica? Did I see her? Jessica? I don't know where Jessica. Jessica's here too, so thank you, thank you. I know last month we were talking about our new technology and new things to come. We're still in the works, but last month you saw our new newsletter. And we posted that, and we had some really good reviews on that. Still a little tweaks to be worked out, but I think it'll be fun. If anybody ever has anything that they want to post to our newsletter, just let us know through the chamber website that is also new, or give us a call at the chamber office, and we'd be glad to put something on there, post something for you, and add of anything you have coming up, an event that you have coming up, we can put that on there. It comes out once a month, and it's usually after the first week. We let some of the other businesses and chambers do theirs the first of the month, and we do ours about the 4th or 5th of the month. So try to get it into us by the end of the month, and we'll get it out for you. Also, we'd like to tell you a little bit about our new point of sale system. Again, we're trying to get it in the works. So if you see things a little different on how you're going to be paying for things or going into things, that's new. Also, please, if you haven't done so, like our Facebook page. Hayden Chamber of Commerce is our Facebook page. So you'll find out a lot about events and postings with anybody has or any events going on. Please like that page. And then if you don't get into the website or don't see the newsletter, at least if Facebook is something you're on all the time, it'll pop up and you'll see a few things happening there. Now I'd like to go around the room. If everybody that has a trade table would like to go to their table. I'm going to go to this one first while they're getting up. I should be following you in a minute here. This is the Hayden Chambers table, and again, we're just promoting because next month is our Bacon, Bloodies, and Brews Festival that we're going to be hosting. It's going to be held out at State Line Speedway. We're still looking for bacon chefs, and we're still looking for Bloody Mary mixologists, and we're going to have beer samples. So if you have any questions on that, on being a vendor at the event, you get to network market your business while you're there, but you have to bring a bacon dish, a Bloody Mary dish. You can make a Bloody Mary cupcake if you want. Bloody Mary bread, anything. We have tickets that are on sale now. We have our posters have a QR code on them, or you can go into our website and purchase your tickets online for that event. They will be more at the gate. The first 250 people through the gate will get a commemorative glass sponsored by TDS for coming. Live band, raffle items, beer garden, so it should be a lot of fun. So bring your friends, family, come out for a great networking event. It'll be outside, so we won't be all jammed together in one place. If you haven't done so already, put your name in for the drawing. We're giving away one free ticket. So if you need to do that, I'll draw here at the end if you want to run up. Next, I give a minute or two here. Yes. We have Silver Lake Mall, and I have Kim Brown that's going to talk a little bit about what they're doing.
Good morning, everybody. So the community market at the Silver Lake Mall is so much fun. We have some of the best vendors in the area. It is this weekend is Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 3, and then May through August will be Saturdays. May is indoors. June, July, August are going to be outdoors. weather permitting. So this is rain or shine. If it's not nice outside, we're gonna move it indoors. So it's happening no matter what. There is such a buzz in the mall now, you guys. When's the last time you've been out there? And I hear people when I'm in the crowd just going, oh my gosh, this is so exciting to see so many people here. Not only that though, we have, like I say, some incredible vendors, and I wanted them to tell you about what they've done. So I won't rain on their parade, but oh my gosh, it's so good. But I do have some flyers here. If you want information on how to be a vendor, or you know someone who might want information, come take one and pass on my contact information. But this is Michael and Mika, and they are the baker number 9.
Thanks for having us. We're very happy to be at the mall, and vendor, it's given us a nice outlet to reach the community. We are based out of Spirit Lake. We built basically 1,000 square foot commercial kitchen on our property. It's going to be geared towards wholesale at some point. Hopefully we'll be able to find our bread in markets and things like that in the future. Right now, basically we're vending through the mall there. Our bread is all natural. It's basically 3 ingredients, flour, water, and salt, unless you have some inclusions. Everybody has a sample today. You either have a potato chive or a sourdough. Potato chive is based on the sourdough as well. And so it kind of just shows you what we can do. It's all baked this morning, around 2:30 this morning. We have we have some extra loaves if anyone wants any to purchase after the event here today. And if not, we'll be taking them and probably donate to the senior center. So, all right,
Tell them
thank you.
about your name.
So baker number 9, we struggled with whether to use my family's name, Eggebrecht, which is the longstanding, well, I guess known in the baking industry for many years. So I'm the 9th generation baker, and so that's why we chose that. You know, we thought it was kind of neat to highlight that. My wife has been in the industry for 20 years as well, so we've kind of paired up and been able to bring it. So what's inside the bread is up to me, and everything else you see here, she takes care of. So, anything for you?
No, good.
All right, thanks.
And
Do you have a drawing?
yes.
Yes.
So do that now.
Yeah, do that now.
Go ahead. I'll hold it up and think. Well, you're short like me. I can't hold it too high.
I know. I'm be on my tiptoes here. I just want to mix them up. Okay. Kootenai County Fire and Rescue, Pam Hauser. Yay!
Come up and get that out in.
Thanks, guys.
And then I have the Museum of North Idaho, Jocelyn.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Whitfield Babcock, and I'm Development and Marketing Director for the Museum of North Idaho. And we have a lot of exciting stuff going on in 2021. One of them is tomorrow we're having our annual meeting. It is virtual, and when you buy your ticket, you get the email link. Our guest speaker is Dr. Heather Brandstetter, author of Selling Sex in the Silver Valley, and she'll be talking about Old Wallace. And what's really exciting about this is she co-produced a documentary with Delaney Buffett based on her book. And they were starting to make the independent film circuit when the world shut down. So they're still going to do that, but we have an exclusive screening so we can show it tomorrow. And the tickets are $5 for members, $10 for non-members, and you can watch it in the comfort of your jammies, because our first in-person event is next month, and it's an Antiques Appraisal Day. It will be at the J.C. White House. Space is limited because of how many people we can have in at a time, so those are timed tickets. Both of these tickets are available on Eventbrite. And do not miss our 2021 featured exhibit, Hollywood of the North, North Idaho and the film industry. We're talking about a century of film history. We've got Patty Duke's Oscar and Emmy on display, and it's another thing to not be missed. So to stay on top of our events, we're always updating our website. We have so many coming up in 2021 that we're really excited about.
We have a drawing?
I do. We're giving away a family membership, which includes 10% off in the gift shop. You can come see the exhibit as many times as you like.
Great. Go ahead and draw.
Linda Cook.
You got one. That looks like a lucky table. Who's next? And next we have hospice, and I have Megan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Ryan. I'm the outreach coordinator at Hospice of North Idaho. And I am here today for a couple reasons, but mostly it is to let you know about our upcoming fundraiser. It's our only fundraiser we have once a year as a nonprofit. It's on Saturday, so this Saturday, April 24th at the Hackathon Event Center. It is Carnival di Vienza. I think I said that right. It is our wine tasting auction. So it'll be at the Hackathon Event Center, and it's a fancy attire with silent auction, live auction, fabulous food and wine. And so tickets are still on sale for that if you go to hospiceonetaste.org. And then we also have raffle tickets. This year, our raffle is almost a $5,000 trip voucher to be able to be used wherever, whenever you would like, or you can redeem it for cash. So those tickets are still on sale as well. So those are on our website. And then we also have, in May, we have a grief speaker named Dr. Alan Wolfelt, who is well known in the grief community in Colorado. He has a whole campus dedicated to loss and bereavement. And he will be coming to our campus for 2 days on May 27th to talk to the community about grief and mourning. And then on May 28th for a professional training for anyone that deals with grief, whether it's, counseling, nurses, firefighters, anyone like that can attend. So both of those events are on our website as well. So, and I have a drawing this morning. So it's a raffle ticket to our raffle at our raffle. Sure.
I have Andy with Grizzly Glass. See, I knew that table was gonna, I do this one. I know. It's not rigged, I swear it's not rigged. So now, let's see who's gonna win the bacon. Tell you about our new members.
Good morning, everyone. It's so great to see everyone this morning, and I am so excited to introduce some new members of our chamber who joined this month. The first one I'd like to introduce is Union Gospel Mission. We have Linda Cook here that will tell us a little bit about Union Gospel Mission. They're a new bronze member.
Hey, I like you guys better than the coordinating chamber already because you let me hold the mic. I'm shy. It's so funny. We started building the store and there was a lot of buzz around, and I got one call from a lady who said, "Why are you guys building a store and not a shelter?" I went, "That is a great question." I didn't say, "Well, Hayden doesn't want a shelter." But I was just thinking, we want people to be free. We don't want to give them free beds. We want people to be free of what is tormenting them. So we never put shelter first. We think it sounds cruel to say housing last, but that's the way we would do it. I had a dentist come and tour, and I said, if you found someone with a deep bone abscess and you said, we're going to put a crown on that, would they be healed? They would not. So we're in the business of making people free, and we like to self-fund if we can. So that's why we opened the store in Hayden. Hayden's been superb to work with. So when Kathy called me and said, "Hey, shouldn't you guys be members?" I went, yeah. So thank you so much, Kathy, for proactively reaching out. Really thrilled to be with you guys.
you so much, Linda. And next, we have another new bronze member, Tara Michelli. And Tara is with Blades by Tara.
Or Cutco. But Blades by Tara is my logo. So who here in the room has heard of Cutco before? Raise your hand. Keep them up. Everybody else look around the room and look at all those sexy, intelligent people that decided to join us this morning. So Cutco Cutlery, I've been with them for 12 years. I'm a full-time rep. I work both residentially, so if you need good knives in your home, that is what I do. But I'm also in the business gift division. So what I do is I help business owners appreciate their employees, their clients, their spheres by using our product, giving a high-quality gift with your logo on it. So you can write it off 100% on your taxes as advertising. You're welcome. And I provide that dishwasher safe business card. So that's what I'm here for.
Thank you so much and welcome to the chamber. We'd also like to welcome Kelly Upchurch with Right Choice Realty Group. You can find her at northidahokelly.com and learn a little bit more about her. She's a new bronze member. And Joel Reiner, who's a realtor with Windermere CDA Post Falls. He's a new bronze member. And now I would like to call up Anita Parasol, and we have a special presentation of a sponsored membership to the American Legion Post 154 in Rathdrum.
Want to come up? Or I can use it. I'll deliver it because you're. This sponsorship was we donated a sponsorship to the Rathdrum Chamber for their auction, and then I bought it because I thought that would be a good thing for the vice president of the chamber to buy our own membership. And then I went to Kathy and said, "Can we please donate this to someone who would like it?" So welcome to the chamber. Thank you so very much for your service and for being with us this morning.
And thank you so very much for the sponsorship. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Oh, it's still me. I gotta grab my old lady glasses. Just. Our guest speaker this morning, as I mentioned earlier, is Tucker Quails from Spring Hill Suites. Tucker's the general manager, has been the general manager for 7 years at the award-winning Spring Hill Suites here in Coeur d'Alene. During that time, he has led the hotel to achieve 3 Diamond Circle Awards in 2017, 2018, and 2019. This is a recognition of Marriott's top 1% for the entire Spring Hill brand. That's very impressive. The hotel has also been a leader in community service, winning Marriott's Community Service Award for their fundraising and community involvement. In the past 6 years, they've helped raise over $10,000 in art supplies for local schools. Can I get that? And they've been big supporters of one of our safety person, Liz Montgomery at the Northwest Infant Survival and SIDS Alliance. Thank you. And St. Vincent de Paul. Other hotel awards include the #1 hotel on TripAdvisor, the Marriott Staff Service Award, Marriott Best Breakfast, totally agree by the way, Marriott Maintenance and Upkeep, as well as Marriott Room Cleanliness. In addition to the hotel awards, Tucker has won General Manager of the Year and the Diamond Circle General Manager of the Year for the Marriott brand. Please welcome Tucker Quails.
I guess I gotta hold the mic because it's a cool thing. Okay. Kind of nervous to be here.
Don't be, we're all friends.
That's okay. I've met some of you guys. You guys are wonderful. I know some of you guys are wonderful. Okay, so the hotel industry has been hit pretty hard over the past year and things along those lines. Coeur d'Alene has done relatively well. So we were actually have had our best Q1, and I think that's the general consensus of most hotels in this area. Across the border, still awful. Things are not going well. So I just have to ask, are people pro-masks or anti-masks? Pro-masks, anti-masks. People feel like they get enough COVID info? Yes, no. After this conversation, do you think anything I'm going to say is going to change your mind? Yes, no. Source of your info, does everybody have a general source where they're like, hey, this is where all your correct info comes from? Yes, no. Okay, do you guys believe in the vaccine? Yes and no. Okay, so we've covered the general consensus that everybody can disagree and things along those lines. Okay, so one of the greatest things that's really got me through 2020 is that it's been really awful. Dealing with some guests, dealing with some employees, dealing with family, dealing with distancing, like it's all been very challenging. And one of the things that I've had to like come to consensus is that everybody's struggling. You know, it's an everybody thing. It might not be because your job's doing that. It might not be because you're not able to connect with your family. But there's a lot of disconnect. Even being the best breakfast, right? People are like, well, how's your breakfast? I'm like, better than everybody else. But it's not the best we've ever been, right? We used to get fresh donuts in delivered every day. We used to chat with people and collect plates and like have conversations. And then, they closed everything down and then opened everything back up. And I'm like, can I even say welcome? Can I even say what brings you to the area? Can I hand you a little map and say, hey, go visit downtown Fort Wayne because it's wonderful, right? Or like you get there and you're like, why are you in my space? Right? We're social distancing. I'm like, okay, so like it's been challenging, and the guests want to interact too. Like they're here, they want to be on vacation, they want to do some of these things, and they want to ask, but they feel uncomfortable too. So that's been really kind of challenging itself. And anybody that has families with kids that are in school, all of that kind of transpired where they're like, hey, Friday your kids don't need to show up. Oh, please. You got somebody that can watch them or call off from your job, and then that just causes more turmoil. And then they're like, well, now you need to like be at a computer during this time, and like people that live rurally are like, we don't have internet. So okay. So my kids are watching themselves, great. And like with your neighbors, where it's like, okay, well, we're quarantining, we're social distancing. It's like, what happened just to the regular parts of communication? Because I think that's really where we need to take a step back in to kind of change things. Like what is okay? And the other thing is, with the pro-mask or anti-mask or whatever, it's like, people are scared, and it's okay. Like we don't have to say, hey, this is wrong and this is right. It's just saying, hey, I respect you. I respect the way that you are. I respect the way that I am. If I don't feel comfortable, I mean, the one thing that I realized during all this is like, I learned this in kindergarten. I know how cooties are spread. Oh, he's got a sniffly nose. Nice to meet you, sir. No, I'm good. You can go. So, again, it's, whatever we're doing, and we're all facing these challenges. When everything kind of shut down and hotels wiped out everything, you couldn't touch anything, no tables, no chairs, no coffee stations. Luckily, we didn't get rid of the coffee station, but one of my competing hotels did. And we're bouncing ideas off and being like, what's working for you? And like we're really trying to work together, because we don't know. It's not like we were given a guidebook to be like, hey, this is how you're going to handle these adversities and when people come back and blah blah blah. But they took away the coffee station because it's a major touch point and everybody touches it, right? And people didn't care. They didn't care that the COVID was happening in April. They're like, we want our coffee back, right? So I was like, oh, okay, well, we're kind of learning from that. But then it's like, well, what's the major touch point in your hotel? It's a coffee station. When you see people touch coffees and then they have to, they all dig. And I've known to rub people the wrong way, and I'm sorry. This might offend people. I'm sorry. Okay. So if you get a coffee station, right, and then you have to get your creamers, but everybody wants to get the creamer on the bottom because that's the most COVID-friendly one. Well, now you're touching all of them on the way down, and everybody's doing the same thing. And then not only that, then you have to find the right stir stick straw because you know, you got it, and then you got to find the right one and touching everything there, and then you got to get your cup of coffee because you dripped on the lid, and then you got your lid and you're touching that, and then you're not, you know, you grab the top lid and then put 2 lids, and then you got one, and then you're throwing the other one away, and then you come back and you want to refill, and then you're taking the top off, which again, you know, your mouth is a big touch point, and then then you're like touching the spout again, and then you're putting it back under there, and then you have to touch everything. So now your mouth is touching everything because you touch everything, and da 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 da. So when you're saying that we don't care about COVID because if you walk into my hotel, nobody's wearing masks and da 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 da, I'm worried about your coffee station. I have legitimate anxiety of like what is going on here. And then, you know, again, both ways. Sorry, one's other than the other. I like reusable water bottles. I like the hydro flasks. I think that they're absolutely wonderful. They keep my water cold, and I love it. But we have a little water station, right? We have a little drink spout, and people are drinking out of it. And we have like the reusable water bottles and blah, blah, blah. And then they go and they refill it. They shove it right up under that spout and pour it. Like, we're just playing mouth to mouth here. Right? And then like you put 3 signs, no water bottles, no water bottles, no water bottles, no water bottles. Nobody reads the signs. Right? So everybody's given the information, but nobody does anything with it. So again, be conscious of what's going on around you. Like we want to do things the right way. We want to get better. We want to get things back in action. You know, the best way to do it is just be self-aware. Right? The best thing that we can do is just take accountability for ourselves. And you know, we're all trying to get better. So I traveled. I went and checked into some hotels and other states. I had to make kind of a quick trip down to Missouri, so we stopped along some hotels along the way, and my experiences were awful, right? So when people come to my hotel and they're like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air, this is wonderful because we're smiling, I'm trying to. You can see it with your eyes. And, you know, just the ambiance and the energy of like, hey, welcome, how are you? Like, just trying to be a nice person, right? And I was getting contracts. You know, I checked in under associate rates, so like sometimes we come and party in hotels and, you know, whatever. I was with my family and whatever. So they get there, they're like, there is no smoking, there's none of this. You're gonna be wearing your mask, you're da 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 da. And I'm like, I just traveled 10 hours. And like, she seems pretty serious, so like I'm reading the contract. I'm like, what am I saying? Okay. And then again, this hotel is in Colorado, so it's a very pop-friendly state. And we walk into the building, and it's like, whew. I was like, well, obviously this contract is null and void because none of this is happening. And then like, just the hotel was gross. Like it wasn't like there wasn't cleaning, you know, and you know, getting around the edges or wiping tables off. And you know, the people were like, well, there was a spot on my table, and I was like, well, I thought that according to the scientists that services didn't matter, you know, and like I'm just competing energy with other bits of information. I just stand on both sides. If you're pro or anti, I stand on both sides. But what I recognize is, you know, and what I've reiterated to my staff is that, you know, sometimes it's just important to be the best person in somebody's day, right? Because again, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if you got some school stuff, if you haven't been able to chat with a family member, you know, if you haven't been able to talk to your mom, you know, if you haven't been able to give them a hug. You know, my mom's in a memory care facility in Colorado, and her facility closed down on March 12th. I was planned to make a trip out there on March 13th, so I was one day away from giving her a hug, and I was just able to give her a hug 2 weeks ago. So again, it's just, you know, you never know what anybody's got going on in their life, whether it's their kid or, you know, you just traveled here and you weren't able to, you know, and then we were on the road and we didn't know whether it was okay to stop to go to like a bathroom in a store, right? Like these are weird things that never crossed your mind before, but I'm like, can we even go in here for restaurant use? My kids, like, I'm just, okay, we'll just keep going until we get to the hotel. We'll just tell my kids to hold it, right? Which is a bad idea. So, you know, again, just be the best person in somebody's day. And, you know, and be there for each other. Like if you know that somebody you're working with is having a hard day, just be like, hey, like, what's going on? Just listen. You know, just be like, do you need something today? And then through a community and through each other, we can just become better. You know, and I think that's kind of what we all want. And you know, for like the overall Coeur d'Alene area, you know, the reason that the mall is doing so well, and the reason that hotels are doing so well, and the reason that restaurants are doing so well, and the reason that Idaho's doing so well, and the reason that you can get people to sponsor, because you weren't getting anybody to sponsor last year, or new memberships, everybody's like, nope, I'm out, right? It was rough. But it's because we're doing well, you know? And we have to take that responsibility on. Like, hey, we're opening up, we're gonna do things the right way, you know? We have to have a higher level of integrity. If they're gonna hold our feet to the fire, let them hold their feet to the fire. And, you know, I do that with my employees and I do it with guests. You know, guests come at me because, you know, they come down and they say, I don't care, and then I have to give them the coffee station story about how much I do care. And then, you know, we have to take ownership. Like Marriott is a very strict COVID policy, COVID cleanliness, everybody masks up, everybody's wearing these in the rooms. You know, we have to be clean and da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, again, it's like we're doing all the fancy mechanics, we're slowing room times down, you know, we're making sure that our public spaces are getting clean so that the details do matter. But I know that we're going against what their policy is, but they have to represent 5,000 hotels. They don't live here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. You know, people are coming here to get some fresh air. So I can take responsibility for that. If Marriott calls me and says, what are you doing? You know, their breakfast policy is banana in a bag. Who wants a banana in a bag? No one. And it's like, I got a family. It's like, no, you know, and it's like we didn't close down. We went through the Panhandle Health. We petitioned. We're now serving all of our hot foods. Everything's kind of individually wrapped. You know, yogurts are individually dispensed. You know, we have 5 sanitation stations throughout the entire breakfast. 5% of people use them, right? So what does that mean? Do I need to yell at each person that comes down? Or just be like, hey, like I'm gonna make sure that everything's clean. I'm gonna make sure that these utensils are clean. I'm gonna make sure that all of these things get continuously wiped down. And then, you know, you have a buffet. And just, again, if you guys ever go to a buffet, we know that your mouth is a touch point. Don't eat at the buffet. Like if you're like, oh, this looks like a great muffin, and you open it up and take a bite of it and put it down, it's like, just wait. You don't need to eat in a communal area, just go back to your table, it's okay. So just wait. And then one of the last things is just figuring out better ways to work together, you know, because again, you know, financially, a lot of people have struggled. I mean, things are going okay now, you know, that we're kind of seeing things, but it doesn't mean that everybody's out of the woods. Everybody's doing okay. And you know, if there's a spot where, you know, if you guys need a hotel, or like I have 20 some people that come and work for me and be like, hey, I have a problem. We might be able to help. You know, with like the SIDS Foundation or things along those lines, they dropped off some flyers, packets of just saying, hey, can you guys get these stuffed and ready to go? We have an event tomorrow. You know, we have 3 or 4 people that might be able to help out. And, you know, we were able to come together. Or right at the beginning of this, there was some people that were volunteering that were making masks because of the mask shortages and all that. You know, we're not sewers, but what we could do is we just took the cloths that was already pieced together, we pinned them up the right way so that when the sewers could sew, they could just make them. And, you know, again, it's just finding new ways to like come together and be better as a community. Like just put the newspapers down, talk to your neighbors. How can we help each other? Because you know what makes Coeur d'Alene great is everybody that's in this room. What makes Hayden great is everybody that's in this room. What makes Post Falls great is everybody that's in this room. People are coming here because of how awesome it is here. I mean, I know a bunch of people are moving here and everything's going crazy. You know, one of the other things is it takes a lot of risk and reward to host functions like this. Like it takes like, hey, what are we doing? You know, I mean, I can't. The fact that we're all sitting in this room was like, what can we do? How can we do it? Are we going to do it? Are we going to put this on paper? Are we really going to make this happen? You know, the amount of stress and anxiety to put all this together, and then the buffets, and they're like, well, what can we serve? What are we going to food? You know, how is all this going to make work? So it's like from the hotel standpoint to the logistics standpoint to the funding standpoint to like getting everybody here and communicating. I think it's really important that we really support our chambers right now. They are kind of the catch-all of hosting events because they can. They're kind of the easy way to bring, how many members do you have? 220 businesses together at the moment, right? I can't come up with 220 businesses. I can't communicate to 220 businesses. I can't take on the logistics and liability to have 220 extra people in my hotel lobby to be like, hey, let's have a great function. And you know, when we're doing these things, even though it's like we're tired and we have some of these things, you know, it's really important to get out and about. I really like to stay low profile. I like to stay in the back of the house and serve breakfast and have food to make sure the beds are clean. That's kind of my thing. So when they're like, you have to write a bio and send a face pic. I'm like, I got a what? You're crazy. But I'm here because, again, I think it's important. You know, if we're gonna do right by ourselves, and we're gonna do right by our neighbors, and we're gonna do right by our community, we all kind of have to step up and elevate, and you know, be the best person in somebody's day.
How does Marriott deal with the difference? Obviously, what you say, 5,000 hotels across the world, but the different requirements for COVID. You just kind of stay low profile and do what you need to do to stay relevant here, or do they pretty much tell you, nope, this is the way we're doing it at corporate headquarters, this is the way you have to do it? Okay, low profile.
Jessica?
What kind of space do you have, meeting spaces, things of that nature, that we would be able to support you?
So we have a small meeting space. It's about 420 square feet. If it's, you know, kind of a small boardroom, 10 to 12 people really well. We can fit 24 like theater style, things along those lines. But you know, the cool thing about hotels is like we just have great lobbies. So again, if you're wanting to meet with a client or you're a realtor or an insurance person, and you know, we have a place where you can just come and sit, you know, and just say, hey, why don't you come meet us at the hotel? Da 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 da. You know, we have coffee 24 hours a day. And again, we don't mind doing that. The best thing for us is to see our product, just to come and experience it. I mean, the best, I can tell you how wonderful it is. We've been TripAdvisor, you know, #1 hotel for 5 years in a row. You know, again, we're actually the #2 breakfast of 514 of Spring Hill Suites currently. We're on pace to be #1 because that's what we do. Not that we're not competitive, but we are. And again, it's like this is where, you know, Marriott wants to shut us down, right? But I'm #2. What are they going to complain about? You're going to not take my franchise fees, right? No, but like I'm taking accountability. We're doing the extra work, and you know, people are like, this is ridiculous that you're opening a breakfast. People should blah 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 blah. And I'm like, look, like we're actually cleaning every day. You know, places that shut things down are not cleaning their lobby. They're not cleaning their pool. They're not cleaning their exercise room. So places that are shut down would be more concerning for me. But yeah, you know, if you have meeting space, we do have a small space where, you know, we do like a lot of depositions and you know, small little gatherings. Because again, you know, if you can't do training appropriately, also we have some technology where you can do webinars through kind of a commercial TV that we have in there, and so we've had to do some online learning with those things, which we can accommodate, and proctoring tests and things along those lines where we can create kind of the right ambiance for you. If you just stop by, we might be able to be helpful. I love problems.
How big is your staff here?
26.
26 people.
Mm-hmm.
26 good people.
26 good people, you better. It's rock stars. Best in the business. Yeah, when we in March, we had to lay 15 people off, which was the hardest day that I ever had to deal with. And 14 of the 15 came back. So that's saying a lot. One of the other persons got a job, 3 10s, weekends off, and wanted to spend more time on their boat. So I was like, I would have taken that gig too if I didn't have to work more than that and support more than that, but and have a boat. So there's a lot of factors that I didn't have.
Okay. Letting everybody know what's coming up. Saturday, again, is going to be the hospice fundraiser, so make sure you check that out if you want to attend that event. Also, the city of Hayden is having their kite festival on Saturday outside. Hopefully it doesn't thunderstorm rain on them, but I think they're having it rain or shine, so make sure you check that out. It is also opening day at State Line Speedway for the races. They're having a wreck fest out there, so they want everybody to come out there and attend that race. Boat races where they tow them behind the cars and crash them on the track, so it doesn't matter rain or shine because they need the track wet. Wednesday, May 5th is our monthly ambassador meeting. Ribbon cuttings will be posted on our newsletter and on our website, so watch for those. If anybody needs a ribbon cutting that's a new business, let us know at the chamber and we'll get you one set up for that. Thursday, May 6th is our monthly board of directors meeting. And then also May 6th is 3C's fashion show. So if you have anything, see Diane on that. She's going to be, she's the one in charge of that event. Friday, May 14th, I know you've all been seeing that we are partnered with the Onward and Upward with Grace and Gratitude Women's Conference. And that's going to be held at the Coeur d'Alene Resort. Wednesday, May 19th, again, is our Bacon, Bloodies, and Brews Festival. So get your tickets for that and get your chef hats on if you need to network with that event. May 27th is our next business and breakfast event here. It's always going to be here. So if you don't see it on the website or anything, we should be posting. Again, look, website, Facebook, newsletter, email blast. If you're not getting any of those, let us know so we can put you on them. That's going to be with Teresa Irish. She's spoken before at our breakfast meeting. She's the author of 1,000 Letters, 1,000 Letters Home, and it's about 1,000 letters that her father Bud wrote from World War II. So you won't want to miss that. It's the Thursday right before Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to have it kind of tie in with Memorial Day. Make sure to RSVP early for it because we're trying to keep it limited, but we're trying to have as many people attend as possible. And we also have trade tables open if you'd like a trade table for that breakfast also. One thing I wanted to make sure that you all knew about was we have a brochure rack in the chamber office that is for members. We have one for tourism, but we also have one for members. So if you have any brochures of anything going on with your business that doesn't need to be changed out daily, something that can be put in there that you keep year round, we can host it in our branch of the chamber there in our rack. So let us know, bring those in. And again, if you have anything you want to put in the newsletter, anything on the website, again, let us know about those. Right now, are there any members that would like to share any announcements about their business? Anything happening? No one's got anything going on?
I always have to say.
I know. Kim, you're okay.
Okay, so I actually am in the Northwest AMS and I eliminate credit card processing fees for companies. And our company has a special offer if you are a chamber member, starting at $39.95 for unlimited processing. So if you're curious how that would work, just contact me. Chamber members need to know.
And don't forget that Jan Jesperger Insurance always gives out baskets for your fundraising events. So just give Jan a call. Don't give Greg a call.
Andrew is mentioning everything happening in May. Well, you can imagine the American Legion, how busy we are in May, June, July. So in May, the last 3 weekends in May, we are doing our poppies. And that's the only way that we earn funds. So if you see us out at some of the stores, those 3 weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, those last 3 weekends in May, please support us. We ask that.
we'd like to invite you to our breakfast to bring puppies to sell at our breakfast next month too, if you can. We'll give them away. If people do donations. Anybody else? Well, I think we're pretty close to time here, right on time. I try to keep on that. That's one of my things. Thank you all for coming. And if you haven't met somebody new today, meet them on the way out the door. And again, if you'd like to host a breakfast, just let me know that. And you can be one, like Greg stood up and was able to do here today from Jan Jesberger Insurance. You can be one of the breakfast host sponsors for the month. Thank you. Have fun.